a service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab Greetings. I'm Bud Lowell. The full AccuWeather forecast right across the top of every CNC local news page. New York Senator Chuck Schumer wants the cruise ship industry to adopt a passenger's Bill of Rights. New York's senior U.S. Senator says passengers need some guarantees against problems that have hit the industry recently, including power failures on 3 different ships carrying U.S. citizens. Besides granting passengers the right to a full refund if a cruise is canceled due to mechanical problems, Schumer plans to ask industry leaders to adopt voluntary guidelines, making sure their ships have sufficient backup power in the event of mechanical failure. He also wants them to guarantee sanitary conditions and availability of medical services under those conditions. 3 different Carnival Line ships suffered breakdowns at sea last week, and Carnival's Triumph was completely disabled by engine failure last month in what's now known as the Cruise from Hell. 2 Rochester residents were charged by state police in connection with an alcohol-fueled hit-and-run accident over the weekend. Chelsea Gello was charged with DWI and leaving the scene of an accident. The 21-year-old woman allegedly rammed a car on Pearl Street and drove off, then switched with her passenger, who was driving when the car was pulled over on North Goodman Street. Troopers say Gello admitted swapping places with 54-year-old Robert Pixley. Pixley was also charged with DWI. As Monroe Community College prepares to move its downtown campus out of the Sibley building, the Rochester Police Department is preparing to move in. The Rochester City Council votes this week on an agreement with the new Sibley Redevelopment Partnership to put a downtown police detail headquarters into the building. This would be a 10-year lease. The city plans to spend just short of $1 million on renovating the space. The substation will house 40 officers and other staff, and the lease begins in July if City Council approves Tuesday night. Speaking of downtown, here are some views of Saturday's St. Patrick's Day Parade. The 36th annual Tops St. Patrick's Day Parade was about 25 degrees colder than a year ago, which did not keep thousands of people from coming to the East End and downtown to celebrate. Some area residents hope to see a Rochester Civil War hero awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Colonel Patrick O'Rourke came to Rochester as a child when his family emigrated from Ireland. He went to West Point, entered the Army as a lieutenant, and fought in the Civil War from 1861 until killed at the Battle of Gettysburg in 1863. By then, he was Colonel O'Rourke and in command of the volunteer 140th New York Infantry when he double-timed his regiment into a counterattack that pushed Confederate forces back from Little Round Top, and he was shot to death during that action. Just before the St. Patrick's Day Parade, the O'Rourke Memorial Society announced a petition drive asking Congress and President Obama to award the medal in O'Rourke's honor. It's on iPetitions.com. They need 10,000 signatures before it can be forwarded to the appropriate authorities. For those of you living in Irondequoit, the town Parks and Rec is sponsoring the first Irondequoit photo contest. Take your best shot showing life in Irondequoit and send it by May 31st to jpalin@irondequoit.org. JPEG format, please. Include the name of the photographer, the address, and where the shot was taken. The photographer has to be a town resident, and the photo has to be shot in Irondequoit. The entries will be put up at the community center, and visitors can vote anonymously through June 28th for their favorite. The winner gets framed, or actually the photo does, and hung on the wall there, and of course the photog gets the people's ovation and fame forever. Links to these and other stories are on greasenylive.com, and you'll find them to the left of the player window. At the bottom of the page, links you can use to post news and information directly to us. Let's see your contributions, cell phone grabs, and anything that you've seen that looks like news, because we're interested in it. Next news is as it happens, updates are when necessary, and I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.